created the game, you made the rules. I played my part, but I refuse to stay the fool. You can break my heart, but you can't break me. I'm rising up, I'm reaching out, I'm soaring free. I'm soaring free. I am the phoenix, rising up from flame and ashes. I will reveal the world by everyone else passion. You have the matches, you have the flame. You can light this world on fire, but I will rise again. I am the phoenix, watch me rise again.
I didn't want you to walk away, but I won't force you to stay. I never want you to regret the day we met, and so I won't betray the trust we built, so I'll just say, no matter where you run, no matter where you hide, no matter what you've done, my love for you will still abide. You remain my only one. I'll keep a place for you by my side. Whenever you need me, I'll be around, no matter how far. Wherever you're found, my love will be waiting, safe and sound. You've nothing to fear, I won't keep you bound. My love's a strong foundation, built on solid ground. No matter where you run, no matter where you hide, no matter what you've done, you to be happy, even if it isn't with me. I want you to be happy, so I'll set you free. I want you to be happy, one day I hope you'll see. Real love needs no lock and key. I want you to be happy, it isn't love if you are free. No matter where you run, no matter where you hide, no matter what you've done, my love for you will still abide. You remain my only one. I'll keep a place for you by my side. I don't want you to walk away, but I won't force you to stay. I'd rather you be happy, I'd rather you be free, even if it's without me. Needs no lock and key. I want you to be happy. It isn't love if you aren't free. rather you be free, even if it's without me.
Feels like I'm living in a country song. Everything in life going wrong. Been down and out for far too long. Feels like I'm living in a country song. I thought I'd dance my last with poverty. I finally made it out and broken free. Now a pile of debts is staring back at me. Try paying with IOUs from friends and family. Feels like I'm living in a country song. With everything in life going wrong. Been down and out for far too long. Feels like I'm living in a country song. I'm losing my home, family's moving soon. I've got 3 weeks till the 1st of June. No idea where I'm gonna find a saloon. Credit's trash, the bill collector's suing. Feels like I'm living in a country song. Everything in life going wrong. Been down and out for far too long. Feels like I'm living in a country song. Looks like every door's closing in my face. I'm a one-legged man in a butt-kicking race. Lord, I could use some grace. It's gonna...
Okay, folks, we're going to get started here in just a second. Let me pop open the correct screen, and we'll be able to see what we're looking for. There we go. Ta-da! Magic. All right. Hey, Jeff! Welcome in. Good to see everybody here. Thank you guys for joining me. It is writing and chatting again. Now, when we last left our intrepid explorer, poor Mortus, he was trying to figure out how to find Hawkeye in this giant national park. So, I'm going to read back to you guys the last chapter, just as a refresher on where we were at, and then we'll get started. And I've got something special we're going to do today, just to change things up a little bit, just to make it a little more interesting for us. Maybe get back in the groove, get some ideas. And so I'm going to start reading, all right? Chapter 9, Making the Impossible Possible. This is the Mad Musician coming to you live from just outside of Mammoth Caves, he told his rockers as the stream started. He had no idea what he was going to say or how he would manage to talk about Hawkeye's situation without giving away what he was really doing there. Then an idea came to him. We're about to go on an impromptu scavenger hunt here at Mammoth Cave National Park. We need a little help from you all to find the items on our list. He ran down a list of items that were all related to Hawkeye. The leather biker's vest with the orange monkey pin on it, the silver pair of spandex that he bought back in the 80s when they were both a lot younger, crazier, and more slender, the guitar strap with the silver skulls and the red roses embossed on it. The stories around these items were all things he'd talked about in chat at some point in time, and he hoped that the community would pick up on it. These things are all hidden somewhere in Mammoth Caves, friends, and it's our job to find and bring them back home. Now he came to his point. I need you, brothers and sisters, because quite frankly there are parts of this cave system I can't navigate, and this hunt is timed. The winner of the hunt gets a custom 1961 Gibson Les Paul SG, held by my very dear friend and compatriot, you know who I'm talking about, and will be awarded when all items on the list are returned intact and undamaged. As he was talking, another idea began to form in his mind. I'll be putting up a page on my website with additional information about the scavenger hunt, as well as directions for where the items can be turned over. Stay tuned and let's rock this. He gave himself over to his music, letting the sound rip through his concern, anxiety, and fears. of not being able to find Hawkeye in time. He could feel his head clearing and his pulse calming as the sound of the rock music filled his ears. He tried to remind himself that Hawkeye and he'd been through worse long before they were streamers. They'd get through this too. He decided to close the stream with an invitation. If any of you rockers is able to make it to Mammoth Caves, I'll be here for the next week. Meet me here and let's scavenge together. That said, he wasn't sure if he should pack everything up and drag it down straight away or give it an hour or two and wait to see if anyone showed. Tours lasted between 2 to 2.5 hours. It was nearly guaranteed to take him longer due to being on crutches and carrying weight in his backpack. If he went now, by the time almost anyone could reach him, he could come back up and meet him there. On the other hand, if there were people who were closer at hand than he thought, he'd risk missing them or confusing them. He decided to stay in the parking lot for at least another hour, monitoring the Discord chat and seeing what came across his feed. "What's another hour in the grand scheme of things, Finn?" he asked the monkey. That's when his stomach began to rumble and he was reminded of how long it had been since he last ate. Maybe looking for food first wouldn't be the worst idea. He grabbed his gear and hobbled down the steps toward the guest area, hoping they would have a food court, or at least an area where snacks could be purchased. He was starving. 350 pounds a man doth not live on bread alone, he said to himself, and I've been living on less than that for the last 12 hours. Fall leaves covered the parking lot on both sides as he made his way down the stairs. The parking lot was beginning to fill up with people. He wouldn't have thought there would be so many visitors with school fully in session, but then again, it had been years since he'd had any reason to pay attention to school schedules. He wondered if it might be some holiday of sorts, maybe a bank holiday or something like that. He pulled out his phone. "Google, is today a holiday?" "Today is National Parklands Day, as well as National Hunting and Fishing Day. Is there anything else you would like to know?" the voice said. "Nah, that explains it," he said, heading inside. Now, like I said, we are going to do something a little different. Rather than picking up with Mortus's story, we're going to go back up to the top. I believe it is Indian, if I had to take a guess, Malachi. It is usually considered polite to speak English in an English-speaking chat so that people don't feel left out of the conversation. But I appreciate the comments. So anyway, we've been working and following through Mortus's version of the story. But that are other characters. That is a very good question, Malachi. I'm not sure because I can't read what they're saying, so. Could be anything. All right. So, Tomatin's last name. We got Tomatin Hill, who's Hawkeye. And, let's see, wait a minute. No, Tomatin is the Herald. Right, that's right. Tomatin is a friend of theirs. And his problem has been finding his mother a place to live. He's got Hawkeye. We could tell the story from, we're picking the character whose perspective we're going to choose to tell the story from. Let's see. All right. We could pick Hawkeye. We could start with telling his side of the story to the point where we meet back up with Mortus. We could start with the Herald, Tomatin, the one who told him there was a problem between him and Hawkeye. We could start with Graham, who's a mentor to Hawkeye, and that might not be a bad idea. We could do Seymour Duncan, who's the negative shapeshifter. We could tell it from Lauren's perspective. She's the positive shapeshifter. We could choose Chase Gunner, the gatekeeper. That might not be a bad idea. So actually, that's what I'm going to do, is create a poll. And you guys can pick whose perspective we start this story from. This chapter in the story, rather. Guys, I would really prefer it if you would speak English in the chat so that the rest of us feel like we are in on the conversation and not outsiders. Private conversations are cool, but they're for private times. I think I will. Yep, because I've already warned them. Yep. Well, I believe in being fair to people. I believe in giving them fair warning. But if they continue doing the thing that I asked them not to do in my chat, then, you know, they can sit in timeout for a little while and consider their options. I don't want to discourage people from coming, but I also don't want people being impolite. Well, that's fine. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with limited people. All right, so whose perspective should we start this chapter from, this new chapter from? We've got Tomatin Hill, the Herald, Hawkeye, the Sidekick, Graham Acres, or Seymour Duncan? I do try to be polite. I appreciate actually them coming. And I would like them to stay. I just would prefer that if they're going to be here, that they make it inclusive by speaking the language that everybody else speaks. I'm by no means against somebody from a foreign country. I just would prefer that they use the language that I speak if they come into my stream so that I can, you know, and join in the conversation with them. Oh, we got it tied so far between Hawkeye and Seymour. Oh, goodness. Guess I have to be the tiebreaker. Yeah, it would be suggested nobody. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we gotten 2 votes, so that would be probably Jeff and... Yep, I use timeout if people don't want to pay attention to what I've asked them politely to do. But you're always welcome back when you're ready to join the conversation and let everybody else be part of it. All right, so now we've got a three-way tie. Tomatin, Hawkeye, Seymour. Yeah. Oh, really? You gonna vote differently for me? Oh, let's look up a dice option. Dice roller. And we're gonna roll a four-sided die. And die says number 3, which, okay, so of the options that were selected, we had Tomatin, Hawkeye, and Seymour. So we'll make it Seymour. All right, that we can end that poll now. Yay! All right, so this is where we'll start our story from Hawkeye's perspective, which, you know, that makes perfect sense. Or no, not Hawkeye, so Seymour. Okay, so let's go back into the story and let's remind ourselves of Seymour. He's one of the rockers. He's worried about getting his past. He's a negative shapeshifter. Basically, he's the kind of guy who feels like things, ooh, this gives us new possibilities. Ha ha ha. So Seymour was already going to be a negative shapeshifter, which isn't necessarily a bad person. But they've got some beliefs that are not true, that they need to work through. All right. So, and his big problem was getting his past due back taxes caught up and paid off. All right. So somehow we'll work that part into the story. But for right now, we just know that he's one of our infamous rockers, a follower of the Mad Musician. And so chapter 9 is going to start with him. Or chapter 9, yeah, because we kind of came to an end. Didn't we? Did we finish? No, we're midway through the chapter. But that's okay. We are going to switch perspectives. Perspective shift. Shift. I can speak, I promise. I swear I can. Okay, so this starts off with him talking about his problem, which is his owing the IRS, right? But let's go back and remember something about him. He's been pretending they didn't exist, hoping they would just go away. He hates he feels like his reputation will be ruined if people find out the truth, rather than recognizing that quite often people are willing to help you if they know it. He's got other financial troubles that his back taxes are preventing from access to government help to solve. He can't afford a lawyer. He's afraid of going to jail, blah, blah, blah. So he's got all these troubles, and he's going to head back over to the computer to chat in Discord, or not, and then he's going to noticed, that, let's see, Mortus, the mad musician, is doing an impromptu live stream. Curious and looking for a way to forget about the problems of the moment, clicked into chat and tuned in Mortus's stream. What the heck is he doing all the way in Mammoth Caves? That's half the country away from him. Seymour said to the empty apartment. What is he talking about? A scavenger hunt? Heck of a giveaway. All right. Okay, so now we need to know what exactly is Seymour going to do about this. Yes, Seymour Duncan the Wise. Okay, so it looks like we got 3 votes, and it's the winner is Call Hawkeye. Okay. Well, remember, Hawkeye's been kidnapped, so he's not going to get an answer from Hawkeye. You know what? That's not what the story's about. So let's not put in exposition. That's a tell, don't show. All right. Oh, Okay, so we started off with Seymour Duncan. He's picked up the inn. And we're going to bring in... Okay. We got plot points to be considered, but we're going to keep taking a break from Mortus for the moment. In large part, and this is something I'll tell you that happens all the time. Yeah, it's not. But he doesn't know that, obviously. So, when you're writing a story, there are times when I'm writing that I get bored with the character that I'm playing with. I stop connecting with them, or I stop connecting with the story and I'm bored with it. And that's a point in time where it's often helpful, if you really want to continue writing, to find a path forward, to switch your point of view character. Take a look at the story through somebody else's eyes, because it'll open up new possibilities. They'll show you something that you wouldn't have seen from the other character. Ideas will come because of their perspective that wouldn't have come from sticking in your main character's head. And it can also be more interesting for the reader. It may show you a different way. You may end up liking this new character better than you liked the original one. All right. So that's one of the things that I do when I'm struggling with a story, or I've lost kind of motivation with it, or gotten bored with it. Instead of just rabbit holing, which is what I call it when you stick it on your hard drive and never touch it again, you just find a reason to switch perspectives. So let's see. Now that we know that Lauren is going to be looking for him, I guess it makes logical sense to start chapter 10 from Lauren's perspective. Yeah, we'll call that chapter Something to Not Write. Let's see. Why wouldn't she have? Okay, I'm thinking that maybe Lauren and Hawkeye are in a band together. Okay, what kind of car does Hawkeye have? Let's see. Most likely a beater with a heater. That's yeah. We'll put that as an option. There we go. Let's see. Cool. There we go. Got a car. The heater runs better than the car itself. Yes. Oh. I like your idea of a Volkswagen van. No, let's see. Is he okay? So wait. Since we've decided that Lauren is the singer, but what is let's do this. What is Hawkeye's role in her band? Let's see. He's lead guitarist, lead bassist, as if you have other kinds. Drummer. Second guitar. There we go. We'll just start that poem. Cool. Yeah, those are harder to find, as I understand. Yes, bass players and drummers both need room for their equipment. You had some oatmeal and spice, and now you're dealing with heartburn? Whew. Yikes. That doesn't sound fun. You might try a tablespoon of baking soda in a glass of water. We decided it was fall. So maybe there's a nip in the air where she's at. Nice. Congratulations. You're officially a part of the Guitar Mafia collaboration, huh? Pretty sweet. A Fesley Super Strat. Pay EVH stripes. Cool. That sounds like a really cool project. Are you going to use that for short content? Kind of like I did? With the groat? Yeah, short form and long form content. If you're doing that, I recommend using your short form as the means of creating basically a funnel that points them toward the long format. Just a suggestion, if you weren't already going to do that. I probably should ask what you were planning to do before I open my mouth and tell you what to do. Ah, so irritating. Hey, Jeremy! No worries, no worries. Glad to see you. You missed some of the fun from earlier. But, we got that handled. Alright. So, just to catch you up, Jeremy, what we've done is We took a break from Mortus's perspective. First, we jumped into Seymour Duncan's perspective, and now we're reading through Lauren's perspective as she's working to check on Hawkeye. And so that's where we're at. And it is 5 minutes until stream's over, so I'm just going to read through really quickly what we've covered and where we've gotten with this. Seymour Duncan. $12,500? How am I supposed to come up with $12,500? Seymour stared at the IRS letter sitting on his table. I can't come up with the extra $125 needed to pay my electric bill right now, let alone another $12,500 for the IRS. He sighed in discouragement before heading back over to his computer to chat in Discord and noticed that Mortus, the mad musician, was doing an impromptu live stream. Curious and looking for a way to forget about the problems of the moment, he clicked into chat and tuned into Mortus' stream. What the heck is he doing all the way in Mammoth Caves? That's half the country away from him, Seymour said to the empty apartment. What's he talking about? A scavenger hunt? Heck of a giveaway. He grabbed a pen and wrote down all the items Mortus mentioned during the broadcast. That's all Hawkeye stuff. What's going on here? He reached for the cell phone. Hey, Lauren, are you seeing this? He texted her. Yeah, what's going on? She asked. This is weird. I'm going to call Hawkeye. Why the heck is Mortus using all his stuff to run a scavenger hunt? Seymour told her. I know, right? She echoed. Let me know what you find out. Seymour dialed Hawkeye's number, but it didn't even dial before it dropped his call. Maybe he's forgotten to take it off Do Not Disturb mode, he thought. He shot a text back to Lauren. Hey, you live in the same town as Hawkeye, right? She texted back, sure do. Why? He texted her, he's not answering. Can you check on him? Lauren's answer brought a smile to his face. I'm already on my way. Seymour set the phone down and fired up Fortnite. A few rounds of playing with his friends online would make things better, at least until Lauren can tell him more about what's going on with Hawkeye. Chapter 10. Something's not right. Lauren Sands pulled into the driveway of Hawkeye's house and right away knew something wasn't right. Hawkeye's cat, a gorgeous tortoiseshell fluff ball by the name of Fireball, was seated on the front stoop. Fireball was an indoor cat. Hey, Fireball, what are you doing out here? She asked as she got out of the car. Cat purred and gave a frantic meow before rubbing up against her. Don't worry, I'll help you get back inside soon. She stood on a stump near the side of the garage so she could peek inside it. The Volkswagen van, most generously described as a beater with a heater, as Hawkeye once said, was missing. She went up the front steps and knocked on the door just in case. Maybe he was sleeping. Maybe the car was in the shop. She hadn't seen him in chat for a couple of days, but she'd not thought much about it because he did that sometimes. Just disappeared and went quiet, only to return with no explanation for what happened or where he'd been. He could be moody, testy, but he was an incredible bass player, and the band wouldn't be the same without him. She worried about his mental health sometimes. She rapped on the door and waited, hoping for an answer, hoping he was just napping or something. She picked up Fireball and cuddled the cat. You're probably starving, aren't you, girl? Fireball gave a plaintive mew as she purred loudly. Well, I'll get you fed just as soon as I can. She wondered if maybe the cat slipped out through an open window somewhere. So she walked the perimeter, hoping the neighbors wouldn't find her behavior too suspicious. When she came to the back side of the house, her heart dropped. The back door was kicked open. Glass from the porch door was shattered everywhere. There were drops of maroon on the pavement. Things escalated from, Hawkeye may be having a depressive episode again, to, is he alive? She pulled out her cell phone and hit 911. All thoughts about Mammoth Caves and Mortus' strange scavenger hunt fled her mind in that moment. All she could think about was, is Hawkeye okay? She wanted to believe there'd been some kind of accident and he was fine. But the evidence in front of her suggested that wasn't the case. 911, what's the emergency? I think there's been a burglary gone wrong. The door's been kicked in and there's dried blood on the pavement. Where are you located, ma'am? The operator asked. She gave them Hawkeye's address. We'll send an officer right away. The wind was a bit chilly as she stood there waiting for them. She wanted to go inside, but knew better. If it was a crime scene, it was better not to touch anything until the police had a chance to investigate. Fireball nuzzled her chin as if urging her to pay attention to her needs. She petted the cat and walked back to the car to see if she could dig out anything for her to eat or drink. You poor thing. Fireball jumped into the driver's seat as soon as she opened the car, as if eager to find shelter from the wind. Lauren didn't usually like animals in her car, but she decided to make an exception for the distressed cat. She rummaged around to find a stick of beef jerky she'd bought earlier. There you go. There's a little something to nibble on. Fireball sniffed the beef... Fireball sniffed the beef jerky and looked back up at Lauren and then back down as if to make sure it was okay, and then ate the chunk Lauren provided in 2 quick bites. I guess you really were hungry, Lauren said with a chuckle. How long has Hawkeye been missing, she wondered. Woo! And that is a stream. Yay! We managed to avoid the writer's block. And like I said earlier, if you guys are ever writing a story and you're just bored with the character, or the story is stuck and you don't know where to take it next, or, you know, you're just not feeling the vibe, sometimes the wisest thing to do is to step back and drop into another character's perspective and write it from that point forward, because what'll happen is seeing things from a different point of view will change the way you think about the story, change the options available to you, change the direction of things, and that can always spark you into a new creation. So this is the end of writing and chatting for this week. I am going to drop a link to my next video, if I can get out of Ubi stuff. I'm so bad. All right. I'm going to drop my art stream link on Monday, so you guys can join me for drawing and chilling. We are still working on our techno savior. Boo-hoo. And did I put it up? Do I not? Yeah, there it is. There is the schedule. Okay. Get shareable link. I'll drop that in chat. Well, thank you, Malachi. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. You guys are making it possible. You guys are making it happen. So thank you for being with me on the journey. Thank you for participating in this journey. I am just as interested in seeing where the story goes as you guys are. And hopefully we're going to wrap this. I mean, to be perfectly honest, it would not surprise me if we drop 1 chapter a week and it takes us 52 weeks to get finished with this. So this may be a year-long project that we work on together. But every time you guys show up, you guys are participating, you guys are determining the direction the story goes, you guys are making it happen. I'm just here to help you tell the story, and we're both going to figure out where it goes together.